Welcome to the MOOCs class. Previously we discussed the introduction to operations research. Now we will move on to the conceptual understanding of operations research. It's part 1. We have 3 parts. Okay. The concepts in operation research are linear programming, transportation, assignment, network models and queuing models. Then moving to linear programming, it is designed for models with linear objective and constraint functions. The model formulation and computations are done in linear programming. The general OR model format is maximize or minimize objective function subject to constraints. A solution is said to be feasible if it satisfies all the constraints, and it is said to be optimal if, in addition to being feasible, if it yields the best value of the objective function. The methods used in solving an LP or the linear programming are graphical method, simplex, big M method and two-phase methods. We will be discussing in detail. Then moving to graphical method, the graphical procedure includes 2 steps. The first one is determination of the feasible solution space, and the second one is determination of the optimum solution from among all the feasible points in the solution space. An infeasible solution arises when there is no unique feasible solution, no unique feasible region. This situation arises when a LP model has conflicting constraints. An unbounded solution happens when value of certain decision variables and the value of the objective function are permitted to increase infinitely without violating the feasibility condition. An important characteristic of the optimum solution is that it is always associated with a corner point of the solution space, that is at the intersection when you represent them graphically. Then moving to simplex method, for converting the constraints into standard form, all the RHS values should be positive. Add a minus s in case of greater than or equal to inequality constraint. Here a is the artificial variable and s is the surplus variable, and add s in case of less than or equal to inequality constraint. Here s is the slack variable, and add a in case of equality constraint. Here a is the artificial variable. Then write the objective function with 0 coefficients for all the slack and surplus variables. Now find the initial basic feasible solution. Iterate until Zj minus Cj values are greater than or equal to 0. Then moving to big M method, for converting the constraints into standard form, all the RHS values should be positive values, and add a minus s in case of greater than or equal to, and s, that is the slack variable, in case of less than or equal to inequality constraint, and add artificial variable in case of equality constraint. Then write the objective function with 0 coefficients for slack and surplus, and have m coefficient for artificial variables. Now find the initial basic feasible solution by assuming a value for m. Then moving to the next method, that is two-phase method. We can use this method only if we have one or more constraints with equality and greater than or equal to inequalities, as they have artificial variables. We can't use this method when we have no artificial variables, as Zj minus Cj values will become 0. Why two-phase method better than big M method? In M method, the use of penalty m results in round of error and it affects the accuracy. The two-phase method removes this difficulty by eliminating the constant m. The steps involved here are: phase 1, add a minus s and add the surplus slack variables and artificial variables in case of inequality constraints. Then write the objective function with 0 coefficients for slack and surplus variables and -1 coefficients for artificial variables. Then moving to the phase 2, assign actual coefficients of the variables to the objective function. Now find the initial basic feasible solution. Then moving to the next concept, that is duality. The original problem is the primal problem, while the transposed one is a dual problem. The steps involved are: the number of variables is equal to the number of constraints, and all the RHS values will be the coefficients for the objective function, converting the maximize to minimize and vice versa for the objective function, and we have to convert the inequality constraints greater than into less than and vice versa. The coefficients of the variables in the constraints are the coefficients of the actual objective function. Then moving to the next concept, that is sensitivity. This is the investigation that deals with change in the optimal solution due to discrete changes in the decision parameters. There will be change in the basic variable, non-basic variable, in the RHS value, and also the change in the variable of the constraint. When there is a change in the basic variable, we have to use Zj minus Cj greater than or equal to 0 to find the range of change to remain optimal. And the same is the case in case of change in the non-basic variable. While in case of change in the RHS value, the RHS value will be B inverse B, where B is the change, and use Zj minus Cj greater than or equal to 0 to find the range of change to remain optimal. And when there is a change in the variable of the constraint, the change P bar equal to B inverse P, where P is the change, use Zj minus Cj greater than or equal to 0 to find the range of change to remain optimal. Then the next concept is degeneracy. There are two types, type 1 and type 2. Type 1 degeneracy occurs when the basic variables are 0, and type 2 degeneracy occurs when there is a tie in selecting the outgoing vector for a given table. The methods used for optimal basic feasible solution are Karnes, Dantzig, Arden and Wolf. Thank you.